All right, y'all. I've been asked a few times about the setup on my boat, how I got it, set up, how I fish it, what I do, and what kind of boat it is. I've been asked that a lot of times. Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a walk around on this thing. Well, I was going to wash it, and I said the heck with it. This is a tool for me. I know a lot of guys when they do these videos, they'll go out and get the boats pressure washed and waxed and whatever else they do, but you're going to see it exactly how I fish it. So what this is a Lowe Catfish 20. All right, unfortunately, they're not going to make this boat no more. 2023 was last year on this boat. They got a new one coming out. I think it's called the Expedition. I'll get more solid information on that whenever I know for more of a fact of what it's going to be called. I had a little bit of design input on this new boat, and I guess they kind of realize that they're not really going to corner any part of the catfish market, but at the same time this boat works for a lot of people. It works great for me. I love having, I always think about getting a Sea Arc, stuff like that, because they're a little bit built for bigger water and whatnot. But this one here, I've had it on some pretty rough water and it does a pretty good job. But what we'll do is we'll continue to walk around. Here's what they call sponson boxes, which are, I think if you own an aluminum boat, they are a must. They help with planing out. They help with holding up, a big motor like this on the back out of the water. You can see I got my LED lights here. Those are for when I go night fishing. These are my white lights and these are my black lights. They do pretty well. I got some here, but I should have got a bigger set to go here for at nighttime, but that's all right. And I got my 150 Pro XS, good motor, good 4-stroke. They're bulletproof. Again, I got the LED lights on this side. Eventually, I'm going to plan on putting some more LED lights down the side of this thing. But yeah, if you ever get one of these boats, and when they come out with the new one, which I think it's going to be called the Expedition, most definitely get the tandem axle trailer. But yeah, this thing, it's 20 foot long. It's 82 inches across the bottom. I love it. I think it's 24 inch sides, I do believe, or it could be taller than that. I apologize, I don't have all the specs off the top of my head. But as you can see, I'll show you, these are my multi-bar setups. They work perfect. Old Colton, he did a solid with the colors on these, and he can make you any custom colors you want for your boat. These are my new slings from John Bubba New. He makes these. These are to keep your rods safe when you're bouncing down the river hitting waves. You can lock them in with these. They work real well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up in the boat and just kind of get to the heart of the matter here. So we'll start off on the front and I'll show you how I got it laid out. Okay, so up here is basically this is my 36 volt Tarova, which works great for dragging, spot locking, you name it. It works perfect for that. And of course I got my Lowrance unit up here, and that helps for, if I'm chasing white bass or whatever I'm chasing. Now the only complaint, well, actually I got a few complaints on this boat, but I'll start off with the first one. The first complaint I got on this boat is you've got this box here, okay? That is the access. I mean, you can see how big it is. It's not very big at all, but it goes all the way down here to the front of the live well, all the way back across here, and all the way up there. So you've got a lot of room to store stuff. So I really wish they'd have put like in this area here. I really wish they'd have put like a big latch, just like they did with the live well here. Because once you stack everything in there, it all wants to slide back. So I don't know. I mean, I make it work, but I got things, and I got all my life jackets in there. I've got all my drift socks. This is my 4-foot drift sock, and then I've got two 24-inch drift socks, and they have their place. A lot of times when I throw out the big drift sock, it's almost like a park brake for this boat. Even though it's a 20-footer, it's a pretty good sized drift sock. And you can see down in there, I got my throw nets, more life jackets. I've got probably 4 or 5 throw nets down there. I mean, for no reason, because I don't fish with shad a whole lot, but I guess whenever I want to, I'll have to throw nets to do it. Then we'll come up here to the live well. Let me move this this stuff out of the way, and we'll come up here to the live well, which I'm impressed with this live well. Now, I had to do some work to it, because as you can see, it's a pretty good sized live well. They call it a 60-gallon live well. If you fill it completely full, it's about a 65-gallon live well. But see, I had to add, it come in with a pump in and then a recirc, so I had to add the pump out option, which I just have a hose that I could dump down in there. Other than that, it acts like a second recirc. Then I added the aerators, and one of these tubes here, let me get you straight here, one of these tubes here I can unhook, and I've got a diffuser, which you can see where it sits, and then I can run an oxygen bottle. So that's kind of the biggest upgrades that I've had to do to this boat so far, is to do that. So if I am fishing a tournament, which I don't fish a bunch, but when I do, fish care is key. So we'll continue on. So we'll go to this side of the boat, and this is one of my favorite features, and I know a lot of other boats have it, but this is the part about this boat that I like. It's got, I don't know, you could fit 10-foot rods in here if you wanted to. The only thing I didn't like is, you see I put the carpet in the back there because, well, it was all aluminum, and I didn't want my reels constantly rubbing on the side of the aluminum, messing them up. You know, we put a little bit of money in our fishing equipment, want it to last as long as possible. And then, second thing I added was this box here. Now, I don't know, I guess maybe like the Sea Arcs and stuff like that, they may have pretty good storage in them, but this one here was just lacking. It was just lacking storage. So this is just a little, I think it's a 52-inch like truck box is all it is. And of course I like sitting and watching the rods out the back, which you can put 2 seats in the back here to do that, but I like leaving this area open, you know, for landing fish, fighting fish, whatever. That's still in here from this past Saturday when I took a friend of mine fishing. But yeah, so I'll show you what I got in here. That's pretty much all I got. Got my camera equipment, got some snivel gear, extra rags, tackle stuff. It holds quite a bit of stuff, you know. I mean, it's not perfect. Everything still moves around a little bit, but it stores everything in there that I need it to store. And of course, you can't go wrong with your Cat River anchors. I've got 3 of these now. I finally picked up the smaller ones because I had their 21-pounder, and that thing was tough. It was tough trying to, you know, when you have to move a lot, it just makes it tough. Then back here, well, I'll show you the seats here. So these seats here, this is one thing, I can't go over too much of the new design on the new boat they're coming out with. It's gonna, well, I tell you this, it's going to be the exact same hull, okay? So the front deck and the back deck is gonna be the same. What they're gonna be missing is this storage down here. So I'll show you what I keep down here. So on this side is where I keep all my dragon weights, planer boards, all that stuff. I got a bunch of different varieties of dragon weights down there. And then on this side here, both of these seats fold up. Now that I don't understand. You'd think they could have just put like that's another thing I don't like. This could have been well used, you know, access to storage. But either way, so I got my cook stove over there, got my fuel for the cook stove, got some hand warmers, and underneath all this I've got my tools, my first aid kit and stuff. So then we'll come over here to the console, to the command center. Okay, so how I got all this set up, as you can tell, I got a 12 Lowrance, I got a 9 Lowrance. That's what I use this mainly for sonar, side scan, down scan. That's always on maps unless I'm dragging. That's why I got it on this ram mount, so I can spin it when I'm, you know, when I'm sitting up there. And then, but it's a pretty basic console. It's got the tilt steering. Let's see, yeah, it's got all your accessories. It works pretty good. This is my GoPro battery station here. It's where I charge my GoPro, and the batteries for it, and everything else I need charged. So on the LED lights that I had installed, it's this guy right here. This guy right here, the Night Glow custom LED lighting. He did a heck of a job, man. I'm telling you, he did a real good job on it. He put switches everywhere. He's got these the deck lightings. I got them there, and on the same side there. And then he got me the, you know, I got the interior switch. I got the black light switch. I got the, you know, my front headlight switch. And then I even got a switch back here in the back. So I told him I wanted a switch in the back for when if I'm fighting a fish at night, then I can turn this on. Well, this turns on my white lights that I have back there. So yeah, that's kind of the setup up till there. And of course I made these brackets to mount my cooler and stuff, which it works better back here. I had it like over here, and I had this mounted on a multi-bar, like oh, what do they call them things? I guess bait board rack, something like that. Now I would lift this up, but I've got bait in here. But I got what I'm running is I'm running a 124 amp hour, 125 amp hour cranking battery, and I've got 300 amp hour trolling motor batteries. Now, okay, so here's another small little tip that if you really think about it, the 36 volt big trolling motor that they were, well, I don't say they were trying to sell me on, but was kind of like, well, it would save room because it's a smaller battery compared to 300 amp hour batteries. And well, the thing is one 36 volt battery is about $3,000. That's a lot of money. But one 100 amp hour battery is still about $600-700. Still a lot of money, but it's easier and way cheaper just to replace one if it goes bad than opposed to having a bad cell in a 36 volt battery and you got to replace the whole thing. So just food for thought on that. But going on back here, this old ammo can that I got mounted. Okay, keep all my lead in there for when I'm anchor fishing. And then the one good thing about this boat that I love the most, I know there's a couple of them out there that do have it, but is that live well right there. Okay, so this is obviously, for me, it's a bait well during the times of year where I want to keep live bait. So it works out pretty good. And this is just, you know, more storage, pretty deep box. I've got a mixture of everything in there, and it works good for what I need it for. But other than that, let me get back up here on top. But other than that, it's a good boat. Oh, here's another question. Okay, so I get asked this a lot about my camera setup. Okay, so this is all this is I think this is inch and a half, I think, inch and a quarter PVC pipe. And of course this is just a regular seat pedestal. And what I've done is to make it all work, because I had this room here. That's old yellow jacket. But I have this room here, so what I've done is I drilled a hole and I cut another pedestal down, and then of course you can see where I got it mounted. So now I can take this, the regular pedestal mount, post, put it in there, and there you are. And then of course the handle that I got on my GoPro just slides right inside there and everything's fine. But that's it, simple. It does good, it doesn't move a whole lot. This thing here, I got a small umbrella that'll sit over this, you know, for all them hot days when I don't want it to get, you know, my camera overheat, because it will. But yeah, that's the boat in a nutshell. Next time I get on the water, I'll do a little bit more, because I know there's been a lot of questions about how I use drift socks, what size drift socks. The two size drift socks that I use is a 48 inch and two 24 inches. The reason I use two 24 inches because they don't cup as much water, and if they're running current but I have a north wind, those two work perfect. I know in your mind it kind of doesn't make sense because it's the same, I guess, square inches of, you know, stopping, but both of them together don't equal to one 48 inch sock, I promise you. I put that 48 inch sock out there, and if I've got any type of current, it's going to almost stop the boat. But let me take one more look. I said I love how it fishes, because it fishes big, and it's stable in the water and stuff like that. And like I said, whenever Lowe come out with I'm pretty sure it's called the Expedition. I did, like I said in the beginning of this video, I did have some design input as far as the layout on the inside of the boat. The hull itself is going to be exactly the same. The live well is going to be the same. The two rear box is going to be the same. Rod box is going to be the same, but the interior part of it hopefully is going to be a little bit different. So look forward to that. I think it's going to come out either early 2024, maybe early to mid 2024. But the biggest and best upgrade that they're going to do, or they're going to try to do, is they're going to make it to where it's rated for a 200, and that's going to be awesome. Because when you got, when you got two guys in this boat, you got a full live well. So in my live well, of course, we all know that my biggest fish that I've ever had in there was 122.3 pounds. But my biggest five fish limit that I've had in there was right at 100 pounds, and they were fine. Yeah, they had plenty of room. You know, just like with anything, you always want to make sure you keep fresh water on them. You know, make sure you pump the old out, fresh in, keep it oxygenated the best you can, and keep your fish alive. But yeah, when that new boat comes out, like I said, it's going to be the same. So we'll see if they're able to get that 200 on it. You may see me in a new boat, because pushing all that weight, you really drop a lot of horsepower, or well, speed, and you just need just a little bit more power, you know, to get everything moving. Now this 150 that I got does just fine, but you know, my cruising speed when I'm out about 42 to 45 mile an hour, depending on the wind and current. But when I got a full live well and I've got somebody else fishing with me, you know, we're down around 40, 38, 40 mile an hour. So. And the fact that you know, I mean, yeah, 200 to burn more gas, but you know, if it takes less power to get to the speed that you want, then you're going to save on gas. So I guess that'd be one benefit. But yeah, anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I hope this answers some questions for some of you guys. Kind of go over the boat a little bit. I've been wanting to do this video for a few months now. I should have done it a few months ago. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, that's it, man. That's my office. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one.